How did you feel the first time you ever brought it up and talked about it publicly?
The first time I talked about it was with a psychologist. I moved back to the sunny coast, and I was like, nah, getting out of the scene, changing my environment. I need to talk to someone about it because I've never talked to anyone about it before. And I saw a psychologist, and we sat down for like, it would have been like about 8 or 9 sessions, but the first 3 sessions, she didn't say anything. We sat down like this, and she was like, what's going on? And I just word vomited like I just have been. And then an hour was up, and she was just like, that's your hour, see you next week. And like pretty much like kicked me out. And I was like, oh, yeah, righto then. See you next week. But it was like, I remember leaving, I still remember to this day leaving that first session, and then like the weight of the world off my shoulders, and I could fully breathe. Like I felt like I wasn't even breathing properly this whole time. I felt like there was all this pressure on my chest, and I could finally do that and actually have air come in my lungs. And I was just like, holy crap, how good does that feel? Finally, like all this suppressed stuff that was built up for so long. It was one of the best feelings ever. And I left going, I can't wait to go back in there next week because there's more in there. And she would always be like, what else? What else have you got? And I'm like, yeah, all right, there's more in there. And that's what I try to tell to people is like, I was so afraid to talk about it with my friends and family because I didn't want them to treat me any differently. I didn't want any sympathy. And when you're telling someone this sort of stuff, it's natural for them to feel, sympathy or feel sorry or to worry about you. I didn't want people to worry about me. I didn't want people to change how they were about me. And I knew that if I told people that loved me, they would always be like, we got to watch out for Elliot. Like he's not right. But it was so refreshing to go to someone that I had no connection to whatsoever, that I knew they wouldn't lose any sleep over me, and to just treat me like it's a client. They'll be like, yeah, you got an hour, speak your truth, get back out, and we'll see you again in another hour. So that was the beginning where I was like, maybe talking about it isn't such a bad thing. Maybe I'm not so different. And like that reassurance from seeing a psychologist was like, yeah, we see this all the time. Yeah. And I'm like, oh shit, you're not special. I'm sorry. But like that's
what you want to hear.
That's what I want to hear.
You don't want to feel special.
No.
People will treat you like that. They give you the puppy dog eyes and poor you and blah, blah, blah. And you're like, fuck, I just want to be.
Yeah.